All right, welcome distinguished viewers to this wonderful and the first edition of the Morning Drive, here brought to you by Citizens Information Network, CIN. This is the program that where we analyze the different news that made headlines into our different newspapers. Of course, we talk about entertainment, we talk about lifestyle, we talk about trending topics, and we talk about the different happenings here and all around the city of Lagos, Nigeria, and of course the world at large. Yeah, this is the first edition, like I said earlier, and my name is RAPHAEL, popularly known as Pando. You can call me the Honorable Speaker of the Street. I have with me two wonderful gentlemen that will be analyzing with me, but before we meet them, let's take this short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, distinguished viewers. It's still the Morning Drive. I have with me my wonderful colleagues and guests, as it will be Rebecca Irabo and Olubanji Olushino Carlos. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, quickly, let's go to one of the biggest news that has made headlines in our different newspapers, and of course, that has broken the internet throughout last week. It's the story of Naira Marley and Zlatan, the arrest by the Economic Financial Crime Commission. You know, what do you guys think about this? And what do you think about the particular story? Carlos, let me come to you.
Well, when it comes to internet fraud, it's only God that can intervene in this country. And I think the main reason why people go into internet fraud is because of the rate of unemployment in the country. But in the case of Naira Marley, he's an artist, he's a musician. I think from his record label, he will be earning something. So I really can't say why he chose to be an internet fraudster.
No, but let's not call him an internet fraudster yet, because very much we are aware that as we speak, he's been arraigned, you know, in court, and the case, they are still hearing the case now. He's not been jailed and he's not been tried.
There are some files that has been charged against him now.
Yes, but he's not convicted. Yes, yes. So he's still a suspect. Okay. You know. So Rebecca, let me come to you. What's your take on this?
Okay, about the whole issue of Naira Marley being arrested for the fact that he supported cybercrime and internet fraud. I think that when you give your opinion in public, you should actually think twice before you say anything. And what he actually said put him in trouble. Probably he wanted to just say something to be noticed or something, but what he said put him in great trouble. Like you said, he has not been convicted, so we can't say he is an internet fraudster yet until he is convicted for that crime. But his lifestyle and every other thing that we've heard about him, some could say he is, and some could say he is, and some could say he is not. But generally, internet fraud has really been a huge issue in the society. Like for the past 19 years, since 2000, I think it has been a major issue in Nigeria, and it has really tarnished our image in other countries, and it has been a very serious issue that I think the government should pay attention to.
All right, that the government should pay attention to that. But let's not forget that on the 10th of May, he was arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. And as we speak, there are 11 count charge that has been levied against him. Distinguished viewers, let's take a look at those different count charges that has been levied against the big music act, Naira Marley. Yes. All right. Like you can see that the first one now majorly the different counts borders on what's it called now? Credit cards and all of that. Big question that we'll be asking today, and would like our distinguished viewers also to join us. It's do you think unemployment is responsible for the internet fraud amongst youth today? Because it's rampant, and when you go on social media, you discover that the supports. It's alarming how people come out to support crime, to support fraud, internet fraud, and how they are no longer scared to show themselves. Isn't it something the security agents should look at? And secondly, why do we, especially artists now, because I think they don't know the much respect they have and the level of followership they have. And the impact they have on the growing youths. It's funny how an artist like Naira Marley now, would do this. To me, I feel if you're not guilty, if you've never done anything wrong, if you've never gotten your hands soiled, then you can come out and say some certain things, with respect to cyber crimes and all of that. But if I was going to take a stand, I think he should have, first speak against it, and advise people on what to do. See, you're an artist, for crying out loud. You're not just a local artist, even though I hate to use, such words. You're not just a local artist, you're someone who the international body look up to as well. Rebecca, let me come to you, to the question. Do you think unemployment is one of the major problems we're having with respect to the increase in, what's it called now? Yes, internet fraud.
Yes, I would say unemployment has a role to play in that aspect, because although if we are to look at the population of those into internet fraud, most of them are secondary school dropouts, while some are undergraduates, and we even have graduates amongst them. So I think that unemployment, if we look at the fact that the age of labor force starts from 15 to age 64, so even when you are out of secondary school, you should actually get a job before you eventually get into the tertiary institution. And when you are earning money, you are working and there's something coming in, you can actually save up to go to the tertiary institution. And even as a student, they can you to do even while you school and all that, because looking at the excuses those into internet fraud give for the fact that they do this is because of the rate of poverty in the country and the fact that most of them cannot sponsor themselves to go to the tertiary institution. And even those that are graduates that engage in this activity, their excuse is that after 4 years, 5 years in university, they come out and still remain unemployed, irrespective of what they came out with, first class, second class, upper, and the likes. So I think that even as government is making efforts to put an end to internet fraud, they should also look into the fact that they have to create more job opportunities for youth, because if you notice and if you have really analyzed this issue, ever since internet fraud started, there have been a reduction of kidnapping, robbery, and the likes. So I think that if they are going to put an end to internet fraud, they should also create more job opportunity to ensure the safety of of the citizens of this country, and also those that have made it through hard work and every other thing. They should also come out and say their story and how they've been able to come out of poverty, let me put it in quotes, through hard work, facing their studies and building their career, so that they can encourage young people that are looking up to them to be like them. Because most of these internet fraudsters, the reason why young people want to be like them is because they come out, they flaunt their wealth, and they make life unbearable for people, and some fancy them and some feel oppressed, and that leads to depression to some, and some want to be like them. So I just feel that those that have earned whatever they've earned through hard work should also come out, teach people how they can also become like them. And let's, sometimes when people make it and they say it's by the grace of God, we also want to know the procedure and the effort you put in becoming what you became and how successful you are. So majorly, I just think that government should pay attention to creating more job opportunities for the youth.
All right, Rebecca, I'm still going to come back to you. Talking about the unemployment, let's quickly take a look at recently the National Bureau of Statistics released some statistics of the different states and the rates of unemployment. For example, in Akwa Ibom State, the 5 top states that ranked the highest unemployed population are River State, Akwa Ibom State, Kano State, and funny enough, Lagos State, Kaduna. Now, for River State, it ranked about 1.6 million unemployment youths. Akwa Ibom has about 1.3 million. Kano, 1.2 million. Lagos State, about 1,088,000. While Kaduna ranked about 940,000. Now, this brings me back, to let's take Lagos as it were, or as it is, because let's concentrate on Lagos now. The Lagos State government recently said they've created more jobs, and isn't it alarming that if you've created more jobs, that the question is, who are the people you are really, employing in these different sectors? I don't know if you've, Carlos, you have anything to say about this? Looking at the unemployment rate from the different states. I mean, one would think that we should have more unemployment, from the northern region, compared with the fact that, the education